Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Mendel Center Connections. I'm Mike Nadolski, Executive Director of the Mendel Center, and so happy to have with us today Lynn Kellogg, the CEO of the Area Agency on Aging. Hi, Lynn.
Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, and glad to see you look happy and healthy. That's always a good thing, a good place to start.
Stay home, stay safe. There we go.
Yeah. So
Doing
tell
good.
me a little bit about the Area Agency on Aging and what your job's all about.
Well, I have a wonderful job. So I just love my work, love the people I work with. Our job, our mission is to help people and put in businesses, products, services, spark of life that helps people age throughout their life well and stay independent as possible through all the way through life. So that manifests in a lot of different ways and offers a lot of creativity. So our mission, offering choices for independent lives, is just that. Gives people choices, whether they're in retirement and trying to figure out what exciting thing to do next, or something has hit them, maybe a chronic disease or something, and they have to reinvent themselves. How do you do that successfully to keep on going?
Great, great. And recently, gosh, maybe it's over a year ago now. I don't know, time flies, but the Campus for Creative Agency, a new endeavor that you began. Tell us a little bit about that.
Campus for Creative Aging is just a whole regional effort to unite people with the same spirit of lifelong adventure, really, for that age itself. I mean, we all, hopefully, and I think this holds pretty true, all of us feel smarter than we were maybe 10 years ago or 20 years ago. And age brings with it such exciting opportunities. So we think about the creativity, the purpose, the growth, and the learning that as we travel on our own personal journeys keeps evolving with us. It happened when we were children, it happens in middle age, it happens in older age. Your life keeps changing. So the Campus for Creative Aging is a time to laud age as a time of real creativity and passion and opportunity.
So you were mentioning about creativity and learning and reinventing. What have you had to do because of COVID-19 to basically adjust to the new reality here?
Well, there's like everybody else, we have had to shift really a little bit in early March and then full blown as of March 17th to full remote operations. So it's really crossed a lot of the avenues of area agency work. We're very multifaceted. So let me talk about the folks that might have some a health issue that they're dealing with, and we've been successful in helping them stay independent and keep on keeping on. For some of those groups, they've been in their homes a long time. We've had to dramatically help the workers that might come into their home to help them with daily functioning. We actually run a health plan for people who are nursing home eligible care but prefer to age at home, and they need daily assistance. So a lot of support to amazing array of businesses and vendors out there going into the home on a daily basis. So that had to shift, and a lot of interaction online, all the way to the campus, which are active, vivacious people all over the place. And we're actively looking at how do you shift a lot of the campus offerings online, and everybody's doing that. So it's such a rich world right now, like what you're doing, Mike, here with the Mendel Center Connections, of how do you fulfill your mission and keep going in a new venue. So we're all about that with the campus in shifting many of the offerings that we had to a virtual lineup. As well as, because of COVID, we've started some new initiatives that were more responsive to the immediate crisis too, in a positive way.
Yeah, I mean, it's such an at-risk group, and the aging population with this COVID-19 situation. It's really important work that you're doing. Are you finding you're getting the community support that you need?
Oh heavens, yes. It's really been I think one of the positives coming, I think there's some few positives in the middle of really a pretty horrible crisis of people walking and people reaching and caring about each other and reaching out. We have started, because of some of the isolation of people just self-quarantined or staying at home, staying safe, and those that were pretty limited in their social interaction already, we've started a whole telephone friendly caller system. And we've had many volunteers. Other people are doing this too. That's all good. But we've really focused on many of the people that we knew were more isolated than others. And that's been growing by leaps and bounds, and people coming out to say, I'm willing to be trained. You have to have a background check, and you just don't call someone and say, yeah, talk to me. But that's developing friendships and doing a lot of reaching out. The collaboration locally, I think, well, we're hearing a lot from the state government. I feel like the flow of information from the state has been steady. I have multiple calls per week and we're helping them with some initiative, like food boxes going out and produce boxes going out, and lots of things that are coming from initiatives really at the state level. And then locally with the health department, the health providers, United Way, the Community Foundation. Absolutely, the United Way has been a huge support in getting they call them Q boxes, quarantine boxes, of food that are going out. The Community Foundation helped ask people to become on the friendly caller piece. We also have a rapid response put in place with the health department and the hospitals on people that are diagnosed COVID-19 and then want to go home, support in the home for them to be able to make a healthy, safe discharge, again, with that team of home health agencies we have lined up, and who can continue service and is trained and has the equipment they need to do that. So it's been a very busy time, but I feel nothing but collaboration across this community. It's really the spirit of help and recognition of good intent, I think, is running really strong. People get frustrated sometimes, but that quickly just fades in the wake of, I think that's one of the beauties I mentioned. I think our good humanity coming out towards others.
What a great story and a summary of the work there that you're doing, the important work that you're doing. I know at the Mendel Center we had to postpone the Senior Expo, which is another wonderful thing that you're part of. I know we're working to reschedule that, along with 50 to 60. I think we're up to maybe 70 events now that have gotten pushed back. But yeah, that's another example of great collaboration, and just eventually we'll hopefully have that opportunity to do that again. In addition to that, what are some of the things you're looking forward to once we're on the other side of this pandemic?
Well, I think it's everybody being forced to work from home, and to if you're not actively employed, then just run your life from home, I think is opening up a whole new door, maybe avenues that, I'll really look forward to seeing my colleagues and my friends. I like everybody else.
Sure.
Zoom is great, and other vehicles. There's nothing like walking down the hall or walking up to somebody and just having a quick chat.
100% agree. Yeah, I really agree with that. That's as nice as this is, it's way better to have that personal energy and that transference of energy when two people are in the same place. Plus the flow of conversation seems to be a little not quite as stilted.
Yeah. But what we've learned with all of the electronic fast study we've had to do, I think, is also opening up a whole range of new opportunities for how people can connect. The collaborations that have formed, I think, will last. I think the reach to people that some people that weren't able to get out before are feeling more in a norm, and I think that will blossom as the connectivity will grow there. So I think there's pluses to be said for all of this. And you have to, I'm not trying to be Pollyanna-ish, you have because there's some very hard things. But and I worry about the economy, worry about a lot of different things. At the same time, the resiliency of people and their drive to move on and help each other, I think is real. And I think that will happen. I think it's also shown the light on areas of our population that don't have the means to protect themselves, not through their own fault, but just for the way we all are. We have a saying of my husband and I to our grandchildren: the harder you work, the luckier you get.
Right.
But there is quite a bit of luck too in life, and some people have had whatever, a lot of hardships, and I think hopefully this will shine light on some of the variances in resiliency, and not through anyone's fault. Not everybody can do the same thing. Not everybody has the same means. If you lost your job, you don't have any money left. There's lots of issues. If your living quarters is tight with a lot of people in proximity without a lot of support, there's lots of things. So I'm hopeful that this will show paths forward. I also think it shows paths forward that's personal love on just environmental things, walking, clean air. It's like amazing. You see these pictures.
Right. In India, being able to see, landscapes they've never seen before, because in just weeks, decades of pollution air pollution have dissipated.
So it's amazing. So answering to your original, where do I see? I see the area agency reaching out in ways it never has, and I think in a very positive way. We got to. I work with some of the most creative, wonderful people that I know of. I'm anxious to see them again. I think that will happen across all society as people have discovered new ways of doing business, of reaching to others. And I have to remain hopeful that we learn from this whole piece. I think it's going to be with us for a while. I don't think it's going to be open. And I think there's going to be a very new normal, not only for health and our individual and community, state, national, global protection, but also, as I say, of new opportunities that we were kind of the baptism by fire, forced to learn quickly. Now I got a lot of smart people around. Think about that, and then where does that go?
Well, I appreciate the passion that you bring to your work, and it's such important work. You mentioned you're getting a lot of support. I know people watching this are going to be inspired by your words and by the mission of the Area Agency on Aging. If they want to get involved, or if they want to help in some way, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, right now, actually, we're partnering with the United Way too on volunteerism. So we have over 200 volunteers registered with the Area Agency for a variety of reasons. But there's been a lot of state lines and so forth on who wants to volunteer. So we have been partnering also with United Way and their volunteer efforts and helping respond to people who want to volunteer. And if anyone has questions, the services that the Area Agency had, I mentioned we help a lot of people, besides the excitement of creativity, help people keep on the strength of their independence. Our staff is fully functioning at home. We can take people on to help more people in their homes. We can, there are ombudsman services if people are worried about nursing home care. The info line on aging and disability is always a resource, public service resource. We have 5 full-time staff actively answering those calls. And that's 1-800-654-2810. And I know that's a really hard thing to just say on the phone on an interview. But that's always and our website, areaagencyonaging.org, long but simple. So those are 2 resources people can turn to anytime to pick our brains on anything I've mentioned.
Well, that's great. And people can, fortunately with this interview, it isn't live. So people, it's live now, but it's going to be recorded and people can pause and back up and write that number down. And so that's good. It's great to connect with you today. Great to help community groups connect with people that can support them or that need their support. So in either case here. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for your creativity and your putting this together. I think that's a great public service. Communication's always good. Appreciate the help.
Alrighty, thanks.
Have
Bye.
a good day.
You too.